Everything That Rocks, Laser 103.3. My special guests in studio, and we haven't seen them for a while, My Darkest Days, and we've got the entire band in the studio with us. That's Matt, that's Sal, that's Brendan, Doug, and Reed, left to right on your radio dial. Guys, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
We had a blast with you last year at Laserfest.
That was a good time, man.
I don't remember.
I
don't
remember, but I remember a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I remember catering, and then it's all a blur.
Catering, then straight to bud.
I totally get it.
Beer at catering.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
You just put out a new album, a fantastic new album, Sick and Twisted Affair. Matt, give me an idea of where you were at in terms of headspace writing the songs you wrote.
Well, we just got off tour from 15 months of straight touring, and we went through a lot of stuff, some bus accidents, some casual sex and such, but I went being on the road so long, I went through a breakup at the end of it because I had to go back out and do the records. So going through a breakup, 2-year relationship, and just being on tour and all that, and being in a band, and it all came out in this new record.
Yeah, I always find that the best albums are always the most personal, and a lot of times I can only imagine how painful it is to relive that experience on stage each and every night writing, you wrote those words, and then they sort of almost probably take on a new meaning as you perform them every night, right?
It's good seeing the response from fans just rocking out to it, and like hearing that everybody likes it, and that's just gives you like a good feeling inside that you're doing something right.
And just that people can relate to the material.
Yes,
that's
you're not
like a
alone.
huge thing. Just you can tell like when people are singing it that they've gone through the exact same thing.
Yep, no doubt about it. Now, there's only, people like me can only dream of going through the story you told on Porn Star Dancing off the first album. I host amateur night at the local strip club twice a month, but certainly not to the extent of the kinds of fun you guys really seem to have. And 15 months is a long time, Matt.
Yeah.
But when you're having some fun in between there, and you're playing, this is your guys' career. This is work for you.
Yeah.
That does not suck,
No. It is by far the best job in the world.
Yeah.
The new album just came out, and I've only had limited amounts of time to sort of soak it all in. I personally love the title track, Sick and Twisted Affair, which of course leads me to the question of what sorts of sick and twisted affairs are you talking about in there? Maybe you don't need to get specific because, that's the worst question to ask a frontman or a lyricist is, what's this about? But,
well, I think I feel it's about when you have something that you just need so much, like it either could be like a girl or, a drug, you just can't get away from it. Like, it just keeps coming back, and it just makes you feel better. And sometimes you can't go without it, and you can't go without a day without talking to this person or doing this drug, which I can relate to. I smoke cigarettes, and there's some other things, and
it consumes you.
But it just makes you feel good, and it's like a dirty little drug, and I can't get enough.
Them cataracts are a bitch, aren't they?
Yeah.
You mentioned Casual Sex earlier. That's the first single off of the new album, and it sort of reminds us of the vein in which My Darkest Days is at their best in terms of how much we enjoyed that first album.
Yeah.
Casual Sex is definitely one of those fun type of songs.
Yeah. We just, we wanted to have a fun tune on the record, and just you can't be depressed all the time because it isn't fun. You got to have your fun, and I think that's just explaining some scenarios that we've been in for the past.
Well, Porn Star Dancing got us into all the strip clubs for free, which led us to having lots of casual sex. So it's just made sense.
You now have that gold card that we've all dreamed about our entire lives.
Yes, I actually have one in my wallet right now.
Yeah, he's got one.
Got my wallet.
It doesn't matter what city you're in. It doesn't matter what club we're talking about. Because here in Des Moines, we've got several of them.
Yeah.
You walk in, you whip that card out, no questions asked. You're in.
Yeah.
Just give it that little smile and wink, and everybody knows what's up.
Exactly. So let's hear Casual Sex. I know you guys. Thank you for bringing your instruments in and playing for us today. Really appreciate that.
Our pleasure.
You'll never meet my mom, strings will never be attached. We'll always get along, cause it doesn't have to last. And anytime I call, you don't have to call me back. I'm never gonna fall, but I'm never hard to catch. She says she's cool with it, she's down with it. There's nothing wrong with it, cause it's easier this way. She's so cool with it, she's down with it. There's nothing wrong with it, don't want it any other way. It's just your typical hardcore casual sex. We're single but we're lovers, crazy for each other. Just your typical hardcore casual sex. We're wild under the covers, crazy for each other. Girl, listen, we don't have to go on dates, you don't have to like my friends. I won't get in your face if you're making other plans. If you're tired of the taste, you can try another plan. My heart will never break, I'm just here to break a sweat. She says she's cool with it, she's down with it. There's nothing wrong with it, cause it's easier this way. She's so cool with it, she's down with it. There's nothing wrong with it, don't want it any other way. It's just your typical hardcore casual sex. We're single but we're lovers, crazy for each other. Just your typical hardcore casual sex. We're wild under the covers, crazy for each other. Yeah, just crazy for each other. Yeah, oh. She says she's cool with it, she's down with it. There's nothing wrong with it, cause it's easier this way. She's so cool with it, she's down with it. There's nothing wrong with it, don't want it any other way. It's just your typical hardcore casual sex. We're single but we're lovers, crazy for each other. Just your typical hardcore casual sex. We're wild under the covers, crazy for each other. And everybody wants a lover like that, far under the covers, crazy for each other. And everybody wants a lover like that, far under the covers, crazy for each other.
Thank you. That was Casual Sex, My Darkest Days in Studio from the new album Sick and Twisted Affair. Real quick before I let you guys get to the venue, and I know you've got an adoring public just waiting to get their hands on you, literally. A couple of girls from Oskaloosa in particular that I ran across earlier this afternoon. Anyway,
Down with it.
give me the idea of how a song like Casual Sex starts. How, one thing I've always wondered about bands, does it start with just a guitar riff? Does it start with a lyric? How does it?
It starts with an experience. That's the truth. And like the last 15 months being on the road, literally, like, we remember times playing with some Christian rock bands where there was literally strippers pouring out of our car, falling. And we'd be talking to like the singer of this Christian rock band or whatever, and then there's strippers like piling out naked,
trying to play it cool.
Yeah. So then it's really just it's all based off an experience, and then
But
just
yeah,
puts the words.
that song started off just with the lyric, "You'll never meet my mom," and then I'm like, yeah, strings will never be attached, and then it just like we started off with the verse, and like it was just like casual sex,
Is that pretty typical for you, Matt, where it starts with a lyric? No, not the casual. I mean, that's the dumbest question I've asked all day.
Like I'll come up with a melody and a riff first, and then sometimes I'll depending on how the riff or melody feels, it draws an emotion, and I just match that emotion up with the lyrics, and with the melody and the riff tell you what you're going to be singing.
You're just getting started here, 15 months on that debut album, and we obviously keep our fingers crossed for more continued success for you guys.
Hopefully so, yeah. We got the Nickelback, Bush, Seether tour coming up, and looking forward to being
Kicks
on
off
tour.
just across the Mississippi River from Iowa in Moline, Illinois, April 10. So, and we've been telling our listeners about that for a while.
Cool.
And,
Very cool.
Yes, you guys have always been great to us, so we appreciate that, and tonight should be a lot of fun.
You guys as well, man. Thank you for all the support.
Thank you.
It's been fun. Thank you. My Darkest Days, everybody.
Right on.
Right on.